Alright, the chat window's come up. It says waiting for Simon Says. We're almost there, mate. Exciting. Waiting. What is it waiting for? Christmas, yeah. We've got a while to go, eh? Waiting for Christmas. You like that one? Your wife likes that, is it? Still waiting. Oh, we'll give it some time. Yeah, so last time we got up to 8 people near the end. It was pretty good. Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. It's weird. You log on and just suddenly people start popping up, man. It is bizarre. Waiting. What's it waiting for? Come on. So do you watch many of the Home Assistant streams that they run? What's that? Did I put the... Oh, my apologies. I'll fix it afterwards. What is it? Smart how to... My how to. Fix that in the end. Fast how to. Yeah. It still says it's waiting. That's weird. Why is it waiting? Stop streaming. So it says it's streaming. Let me just log in here. See what it's saying on here. Waiting. Ooh, let's go in here and see what it's doing. Man, this stream is giving us joys, eh? You there? Let's just see here if I got it. Dashboard. Content. Live. It still says it's waiting. But there it shows we're live. Have you got a device you can log in just to see if we're live there, Jeff? And what's it saying? Oh goodness, okay. This is fun and games. Alright, well let's have a look and see. What did we do the last time we couldn't hear you? We went and we did something in the control room, eh? The audio source on the stream. Oh, under browser there, let's have a look. Properties, control audio from OBS, was it that one? Oh, you have. Is it live? Oh. He says, wake up, Jeff. Good on Fred for being back. Well done, mate. So So Fred, I don't think he's hearing you. Nope, he can't hear you. So what did we do the last time to get that right? Yeah, audio setting. Where would the audio be coming from for that? VB audio virtual cable. Should it be that one? Not that one. Fred's got you there. So I just can't understand why that's not pulling through, because I can hear you fine, but the browser needs to go control from OBS. What did we need to do here? Did we go? Let's try here. Monitor only. Monitor and output. Should we try that one?
Yeah, monitor and output. Yep.
Yeah, let's see now. Can anyone hear Fred yet?
Yeah, am I working yet, Fred?
Jeff? Fred, can you hear Jeff yet?
Well, I guess, well, I don't think we've reached that part of the broadcast yet where you made that change.
Mm-hmm.
Have we tried turning it off and back on again? All right, good.
He's got you. Oh, we're on. Legend.
Good. Now we're cooking with gas.
We're cooking with gas. This is so awesome. Okay, cool. So, unlike...
Thank you so much for helping us out with that.
We appreciate you, Fred. And well done for coming back on after all the technical difficulties we were having earlier. Now, first of all, I must apologize. In our last stream, it was really just a trial stream to see if we could get Jeff on live on the Simon Says Home Assistant channel. And Jeff's channel is called Fast How To. Is that right, Jeff? Or is it Fast How To?
Yes, Fast How To, yeah.
So Jeff is a fellow Home Assistant YouTuber. And I've been chatting on and off with Jeff over the last couple of weeks to months. Jeff's got an awesome channel. He's got some really cool stuff. He's got some really great whole house home audio stuff that he's doing. And he's a networker by trade. So he's got a lot more networking and computer skills than what I do. But I think I can teach him a thing or two about wiring up ESP32 devices. So I think between the two of us, we'll make a good team, eh, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't know anything about 32 for sure. I got a lot to learn there.
Awesome. We'll work together, mate. So anyway, Jeff is from Wisconsin. Is it Wisconsin or Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. There we go. So Jeff's from Wisconsin in the USA. I'm from Auckland in New Zealand. And we are catching up over a live stream. It's Sunday afternoon here for me at about 4:40 in the afternoon. What's your time there, Jeff?
It is 9:40 p.m. on Saturday night still.
Okay, so Fred, where are you from? It'd be great to hear where you're from. And anyone else that is on the stream, let us know where you're from, what time zone you're in, and any questions you'd like us to try and answer for you. The purpose of today's stream is I started streaming, well, I started my YouTube channel about a year and a half ago, and I started streaming about a month ago, or a couple of weeks back. And I thought it'd be really awesome to bring Jeff onto the channel. Jeff's got a lot of experience. He's been playing with Home Assistant about the same time as I do. He's running it on a NUC, which is pretty awesome. Oh, there we go. Fred's from Brisbane. Awesome, mate. 1:40 in the afternoon. Good on ya. So Fred is closer to me.
I'm a typical American. I don't know a whole lot about world geography. Where is Brisbane? Australia?
Australia. There we go, mate. West coast of Australia. East coast of Australia,
Okay,
sorry.
All right.
So basically, yeah, Jeff has been giving us the update all about his American heritage. So he likes guns, fishing, and Home Assistant. Does that pretty much give us and whiskey? There we go, whiskey. Don't forget the whiskey. So that's Fred's background. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get him to.
Nook too. Nice.
Oh, nice. So, out of interest, how long does it take you to reboot Home Assistant on your NUC?
I don't know. We can try it real quick if you want.
Let's try it just to see, because mine is still pretty slow. I'm running on Home Assistant yellow. Why don't we do a little challenge? We'll both press reboot at the same time. Hopefully we won't lose the stream.
What are we rebooting? Just core or supervisor?
We are rebooting the whole thing. So basically going along to restart Home Assistant.
But like restarting the hardware? All the way restart the whole operating system, because you can restart just the 3 different pieces.
Yeah. So I'm going into the
Right.
button in the system,
The whole
which is
hardware.
says restart Home Assistant. So I'm assuming that's everything.
Where are you going? System.
I'm going system, and then at the top right hand side there's a little restart Home Assistant button.
Oh, up here. Okay. All right. I'll do that too.
So
you want to count?
I'm going to count to 3, and then we're going to press that button where you're going to see. I mean, I'm assuming you're going to win, but I want to see by how much. 1, 2.
Why? I guess we'll find out.
1, 2, 3. Let's go. Oh, restart. There we go. All right.
There we go.
How are you going your side? What's happening there? Doesn't look like much is happening your side.
Reconnecting.
Oh, Fred's saying he never reboots. No need.
Yeah, I hardly ever reboot.
That is great, because on my side, I'm rebooting pretty often, I must say. I did sign up for the yellow, and I did it as a support to Nabucasa and Home Assistant, because I think they're cool guys. But yeah, it seems like the NUC is the way to go.
I'm coming back up already.
You back up? Oh,
Already coming back up.
mine is busy starting.
Operations.
I'll tell you when it's finished. Not everything available yet. I'm done.
Integration.
Oh, so mine's faster than yours.
I guess it depends on the number of integrations you got. My system was back up. I'm still reloading, like my security cameras and my doorbell and some of that kind of. How many integrations do you have?
Well, remember, I've just restarted from scratch, so mine's a real bare bones.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so that'll probably be why we'll have to get mine set up, and then we'll give it another try to be more fair for it.
Yeah, I've got 33 integrations, and what we got? 2, 4, 8, 10, 11 add-ons.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah.
the system came up pretty quick, but yeah, I had to reload all the other nonsense there.
Yeah, exactly. So, Jeff, I wonder if you can do everyone listening a little bit of a favor and give us a bit of a rundown of your system and what you're using it for and what integrations you're running, and yeah, just give us a run through there.
Absolutely, I'd love to. Sure. So, as you mentioned, I'm running it on an Intel NUC. I know that there are lots and lots and lots of off-brand, like the B-Link and Asus and some other stuff. But based on feedback that I've gotten on the videos that I made for how to install this onto a NUC, as well as some of the stuff that I've read on the forums, I would strongly recommend to anybody that wants to do this to actually get an Intel branded NUC, because some of the off brands, Home Assistant OS does not support the brands of network cards. Home Assistant on there, and then it can't. And in my Amazon dashboard, because I'm an Amazon affiliate, so all the links in my description. If anybody goes and buys anything, I can't see who bought it, but I can see what they bought, and I can see people buying those little cheap off-brand mini computer things to save $20 or $30 or whatever, and then I can see them being returned a week later, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, because Fred was just saying there that he reckons a second-hand NUC is cheaper, because I just had a look here at PB Tech in New Zealand. You're looking, the cheapest NUCs are around 600 New Zealand dollars. So yeah, that's pretty. How much are you getting a second-hand NUC for in Aussie, Fred?
They may have gone up. Yeah, they may have gone up a little bit. When I bought mine, I think it was. I'd have to go look, but I think it was around.
What has it got in it? It's got M2 storage, $681. Ah, we've lost. Sorry, Fred, we've somehow lost Jeff. Don't know what's happened to him. Let's just have a look. Let's just see what's happened to Jeff. We'll just give Jeff a ring on the phone quick and see what's happened to him. Sorry about that. Oh, you're here. You can hear, yeah, because your stream has disappeared. Oh, that's odd. So you can hear me, but I can't see you. You've just disappeared. Yeah, I wonder if we're having internet problems between the two of us. No, internet from NZ's going. So he's seeing my stream in video. Yeah, no, I'm seeing, yeah, but I'm not seeing your stream in video. That's bizarre. I wonder what's going on there. Let us just see here. Sorry, Fred, I don't know what's happened to Jeff. He's in the background apparently. He can hear me, but he's disappeared and we can't hear him anymore. Oh, your sound is back. There we go. Jeff's back in audio only. What's happened to your video there, Jeff? Oh, you did. Okay. Let's check the video room. Let's see if we can get you back on board. We were just talking about the price of second-hand NUCs there with Fred. So let's just see. I'll copy the link again and I'll paste you in there. See if we can get you back, mate. Let's paste you in there and see if we can see you again. This is the joys of the internet when we're trying to connect from America to New Zealand and across the world. The joys of the internet. It's great when it works, but when, oh, he's back. The man's back. Can we hear you?
I'm here.
You're back. Awesome. I can hear you. Right. So we were just having a chat there with Fred about the cost of NUCs, and it seems to me that NUCs in Australia, second-hand NUCs, are a lot cheaper than New Zealand, because I'm not finding any cheap one. Oh wait, yeah, $150. Here we go. Intel NUC. This is an 8 gig RAM Intel NUC. It's an i3. What do you think an i3 will be like? Will that be okay there, Jeff? Okay.
So,
Yeah, so we can in NZ. Yeah, we've got some for $150 here on Trade Me, so that's awesome.
Yeah, let me look on Facebook Marketplace here. That's the popular spot in the U.S. to sell stuff, right?
Oh yeah, we've got Marketplace as well. Yeah,
Oh
except
yeah,
you.
there's a Nuck. Hey, well, I mean, remember, I live out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Hmm.
So there's a Intel Nuck for
Hmm.
$150. A couple of cities over. There's one for 200, one for 450. Oh, that's brand new though.
Hmm.
One for 175. Yeah, you can pick up used ones at pretty good prices yet. So that'd
Okay.
probably be a good route to go. Yeah.
So Fred's saying that the i3 would be okay, but not for voice stuff. Now, voice is something that I'm really interested to try it. I've just ordered myself one of those little USB speaker microphone little things off AliExpress, which cost me $30, and I'm going to plug that in and see if I can get the local Home Assistant voice going. Have you tried that yet, Jeff?
I have not tried that yet. I tell you, I've got such a long list of stuff that I want to get set up and done already.
Hmm.
Just to give you an idea here, I've got on my to-do list
Yeah.
for videos and things that I need to set up. Right,
Hmm.
I've got network UPS tools coming up.
Hmm.
I've got an updated uh, Home Assistant on VirtualBox.
Yeah.
I've got um, Pass Agent. I don't know if you've used that yet on a
No,
Windows
what's
PC.
that?
So Hass Agent is software that you can install on a Windows PC, and then you can control the Windows PC from within Home Assistant. So I've
Ah.
got that set up. Yeah, so I set that up here on my
Hmm.
Blue Iris server.
Yeah.
Um, it's actually, what did I call it? I think I called it BI server. Yeah, there you go. So there's BI server satellite. This is a restart button and a shutdown button
Hmm.
that you can see here. And so, because every once in a while I've got Ubiquiti cameras for some of my cameras, and so they freeze up on me from time to time. So I'll have to restart the Blue Iris server.
Hmm.
But yeah, you can restart, you can shut down, you can fire a script or launch a program, all kinds of stuff. So that worked real well. I also use that for when the power goes out.
Hmm.
I'll shut down some of the stuff in my server rack there to conserve battery power. Yeah, Fred says it works about 60% of the time. Yeah, it depends on which mechanism you use to do it.
Hmm.
The built-in one, there's a couple different ways you can configure it, and I did have problems with the base service. So yeah, I had to configure the satellite and use MQTT, and I found that to be fairly reliable. But my Blue Wire server and my Home Assistant server are both in the same switch and the same rack there. So not and they're both cabled, of course, no wireless there. But then back to my list here. What else do I have? I've got I'm planning on doing a studio tour here, or a desk tour, after I put all this stuff back together again. That smart robot that we were talking about earlier, the Roborock
Oh,
S8.
the Roborock.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, that'd be good.
yeah, review of that coming. I'm actually going to do a video about YAML. Um,
Hmm.
I'm called "Don't Be Afraid of YAML" or "Don't Be Scared of YAML."
You
Because
laugh, mate.
I'll go in there and
Took me about
yeah,
6 months before I even dared alter my YAML file, though.
yeah, but it's so much easier though to,
Hmm.
I mean, you can just copy and paste stuff to and change like one little thing, and
Hmm.
it's so much faster. But that, and then um, so along with that, then how to install and configure Studio Code, um, and then the top bunch of things to do after you install a brand new Home Assistant instance. How to pair Vizio TVs with Home Assistant, because that doesn't always go smoothly. Sometimes you've got to get at the command line, um, and then we started discussing a little bit this afternoon about why local control is so important. Definitely want to cover that too, because I feel like that's something, like I said, that's kind of lost on a lot of people. So yeah, I've got a very lengthy list of things on my to-do list already. So voice just hasn't found its way onto there quite yet. In my head, it's definitely cool and something that I want to do, but there's only so many hours in a day, unfortunately, right?
So Fred's saying that yeah, he started back when there was only YAML to play with on Home Assistant. So that's pretty cool. Then you had to
Oh,
learn YAML.
Fred's an OG.
Yeah. When
He's an
did you
OG.
when did you get into Home Assistant, Fred? Which release was that?
0.4, 0.4.
Let's see what he's got to say. Yeah, I mean, I think we started about the same time ago, Jeff. Sort of 3 years, eh?
Yeah, I yeah, I think when I started it was version 7 something, I want to say.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, that was before it changed to the years, eh? It was like
yeah,
7
hang
point
on.
something or whatever, eh?
I actually got it in my trash can. I was just cleaning up a bunch of files the other day.
He says he doesn't remember about point 0.5.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Um,
Well, I'm sure you can teach us a few
7.5.
things there, Fred. We're the newbies on the
Yeah,
block here.
YouTube channel,
Yeah,
right?
there we go, Fred. When you going to fire up that YouTube? So anyway, do you want to show us around your dashboard a bit there, Jeff?
Sure, sure. So we'll start with all the stuff I'm leveraging on the back end to make it go. So I've got August
August.
locks, and yep, and
Just a quick question about your August there, Jeff. How do you
Yeah.
have you got the one that has got the Wi-Fi built in, or have you got the one with a separate Wi-Fi module? Because I had an August lock, and it was just chewing up the batteries. Like every 2 to 3 months, I'd have to put new batteries in.
Yeah, yeah. The Wi-Fi is built into them, and yeah, they do. Probably every 3 months or so. We can take a look at the batteries in them here. Front
Because
door lock is at 30%. So yeah.
so just to give you an idea, I've switched over to a Yale lock with a Zigbee module, and it's been in there for 4 months, and it's still at 95% battery, and it's using
But now, did
four
that
double
require
A's.
you though to change the? Did you have to change the exterior lock
Yeah,
on that as well, though?
yeah. But I was happy to.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I liked about the August. They don't realize that it's a smart house, right? Because you
Yeah.
only replace the piece on the inside.
Oh,
Yeah,
you don't
I
want
kind of
them to
like
know
that.
that.
It's
Oh,
security, right? I'm hiding, right? But yeah, so yeah, but so is to get a Bluetooth repeater,
yeah.
because this does work. I had it configured, but
Mhm.
then I moved my Home Assistant server and it couldn't really read. And then I have my Blue Iris NVR that I
Mhm.
get all my camera feeds from. Uh, I'm not sure how you say that. Dawa.
Is that a
That's
camera?
my doorbell.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the
doorbell.
front. So I was using Ubiquiti doorbells for everything, but they're terrible. They constantly
Are they?
fall off the network. So I tested Lorex,
Mhm.
and this isn't actually a Dawa. It's actually an Amcrest,
Mhm.
but Dawa OEMs them for Amcrest. So you use the Dahua or whatever integration.
Mhm.
Works great so far. Um, this I don't know if Home Assistant put that in there. The
Yeah,
generic camera,
I think that pulls off your because I also get that. I think that pulls off your router.
could be.
Hmm.
And then uh, this generic camera integration. This is me. So I've got sound bigger so we can. So I've got 3 notification cameras, and then the guest QR code for my Wi-Fi. So I'll show you those. And then the next integration I've got is Google Cast, of course, right? And then Govee Lights. That's these two guys here behind me in my office. Those are Govee stick lights, so I can control those through Home Assistant.
Are they good, Jeff? Do you like them?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, they don't provide a great deal of light. You know, I wouldn't use them like in my living room or something like that, but you know, for adding some color in a studio backdrop like this, they work great. And you know, they're very responsive to Wi-Fi, so they turn on and off real well. This Hatch thing is if anybody's got newborns or small babies, it's a baby noisemaker light generator thing that I don't know. My wife bought it, and I was able to integrate it into Home Assistant, and I'm a nerd, so I added.
Jeff, Fred's just saying that he's got the Reolink camera and doorbell.
Oh, nice. So the CCTV. I've got a bunch of Amcrest cameras that I use with Blue Iris, and I'm really happy with those. I'm in the process of getting rid of all the Ubiquiti cameras and replacing those with Amcrest. But yeah, the doorbells. I don't remember why I didn't look at Reolink. I'll have to. I don't know. I'd have to look that up again and see. But it was. I mean, I was being real picky too, right? It was what colors are they available in, and you know, all that kind of thing too.
Was that? Did that have something to do with the wife acceptance factor? Did it?
It did, yeah. The WAM is very important, right? Yeah, but yeah. So the HomeKit devices, then again, I've got that MyQ garage door opener, right? But the HomeKit one, not the cloud one.
Good on you.
And then my Honeywell T9 thermostat.
Yeah.
And then a whole bunch of the remote entries or the remote sensors that go with that, right? So you can see the actual thermostat is these two, and then I've got all these remote temperature sensors that go with that. Like we talked about earlier for my fake zones, right? And then calendar and weather, the mobile app, MQTT, of course, Yamaha Music Cast. So we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier as well, but so these are the 3 receivers that I'm using, and then each one of those receivers has 2 devices created for it because they're multi-zone receivers. Wow. So one will be the main zone, and then the other one will be zone 2.
Oh, so you can actually, on the same receiver, you can select multiple speaker sets.
Yeah, and you can control them independently. Yeah, so I can have 2 different sources playing from each of them, right? So I can play a different channel outside on the deck versus inside in the kitchen. We can have different music playing. So I could be out on the deck enjoying a whiskey with my friends, and my wife can be in the kitchen making dinner for us, and she can be listening to country music, and we can be listening to Metallica, right?
Nice. Just a quick one. Fred's asking a question. What breaks the most in your systems? What is the thing that falls over the most often?
What falls over the most often in my system? Ignore this Casa thing. I've got some outlets that I just didn't plug back in. I was moving stuff around. Honestly, I think, sad to say, but what falls over the most is this T9. Every once in a while, that HomeKit integration will just break. And the only way that I can get that thing to get back on the network and start talking again is I have to go upstairs and I have to rip that thing off the wall. Yeah. Because it's got the C wire for power. So I've got to pull that whole thing off the wall and wait, 10, 15 seconds or whatever for all the capacitors to drain, and then plug it back in, reboot it, and then it starts working again. I think that's probably the most common thing in my system that falls over. What about yours, Simon? What falls over in your system?
Well, yesterday my whole instance fell over. I did an upgrade to the latest version, and the Home Assistant yellow bricked itself. So
individual integrations or add-ons. What
So-
falls over on you?
Individual on my side. Recently, I've been having a lot of problems with my Zigbee for some reason. I don't know if it's got the fact. So on my Home Assistant Yellow, it's got what's called you can select, so it's got a built-in Zigbee radio. So it's got two options. You can either run just on Zigbee, or you can run it in a dual mode where it goes Zigbee/Thread. So I had it running in the dual mode, which is Zigbee Thread. And obviously Home Assistant's doing a lot of work on changing all sorts of things around the Zigbee network at the moment. So I think, yeah, my Zigbee, for some reason or other, all my devices just go offline and then come back on. It's real weird at the moment. But another thing that falls over pretty often, and yes, it is a HEX integration into a cloud integration, which is not great, but it's my weather station. So I've got a Weather Underground weather station, and honestly, the weather station.
You just told me to buy it.
Exactly.
And now you're telling me that one falls over all the time?
Yeah. I was going to trick you with it, Jeff. But when it's working, mate, it's awesome. There's nothing better than being able to see the weather outside your house and how it's all working out. I love watching the weather and making graphs out of all the stuff and everything.
There's got to be a reliable one out there somewhere, though, right?
There is.
Can you help me out? Tell me of a reliable one, bud?
So there's a super cool weather station. I think it's $1,000,000, but what is this one that I saw? A lot of people, like, if you want the creme de la creme of weather stations, this is the one to go. Now, I don't know if there's a Home Assistant integration. Let me just quickly switch my camera feed over here and we'll see. Oh, wait, let me find it first before I go missioning on here. Weather stations. There's a super cool one. It's got a haptic rain sensor, which is what you really want, because the little bucket rain sensors are horrible. So you want a haptic rain sensor. It feels the raindrops, mate. Yeah, it feels. Yeah, it is expensive, but I know. But this is the beautiful rain.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah.
I should just get a weather rack.
No, I'm not. What's a weather rack?
No. So the weather rack is you hang a weather rack outside from a chain, right? And when the rack is swinging, it's windy. And when the rack is wet, it's raining. And when the rack is white, it's snowing. That's your weather.
So what do you connect sensors to that to measure the movement? You got to have sensors somewhere.
I guess you could use a security camera looking out the window at the weather
Yep.
rack.
That could work, or you could put some of those movement sensors that'll sense the actual movement of the rack. You got to have sensors, mate. You can't get away from sensors.
Yeah, you probably could. I mean, because you could probably do something with like DeepStack or one of those other ones, right? Yeah, we haven't even gotten to that stuff yet.
Anyway, you carry on there, mate. Let's see what else you got there.
Oh, all right. So Network UPS Tools is the latest one that I've added. And I owe a video on that. And then Roborock, that's my S8 Pro Ultra. The SmartThink, that's my washer and dryer. So I get push notifications because Josh says that your microphone sounds like it's clipping a little bit.
Okay, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Thanks, Josh. Is that any better, Josh? I shouldn't be clipping now. I'm in the yellows. We'll just turn it down even a little bit more. How's that?
I think it was probably just when we were real loud and laughing, right?
I know. It'll teach us to laugh, eh?
Yeah, the SmartThink LGE stuff. So that's LG washer and dryer. Our laundry is upstairs on the second floor, hidden in a laundry closet. So we don't hear the silly little music that it plays, right? So I get push notifications when the washer and dryer are done. Sonoff is just some outlets, and then TP-Link. Yeah, here's all the light switches and outlets and all that type of stuff. And then Unify Network and Unify Protect, of course, are the Ubiquity stuff. Uptime Kuma I use to monitor my Plex server and my Blue Iris server to make sure that they're up and running. Vizio is TVs. Workday is actually pretty neat. This thing just tells Home Assistant if it's a workday or not. So you put in your country and your country code and your state code, and then it knows what all the holidays are. So Christmas, Easter, President's Day, all that kind of stuff. Whenever things would normally be closed. So I use that to control the lighting in my office. I have it turn on in the morning and turn off at night based on that. And then Z-Wave, of course, and Zigbee. I've got a whole pile of stuff there. But looks like Simon had to step away. Oh, there he is. He's back.
I'm back.
I missed you, Simon.
Had to get some more beverage.
Josh is in Melbourne. More another Aussie. Nice.
More Aussies. Welcome, Josh.
Yeah, I've heard of Brisbane too, but I don't know why I've heard of Melbourne. I don't know what part of Australia that is. I just know what's Australia.
It's also east coast of Oz.
Okay.
Beautiful place.
Is Sydney on the east coast too? I think, right?
Yeah, Sydney, Melbourne, both on the east coast. Yeah.
Seems like all the big cities in Australia, I think, are on the east coast, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like the west part.
West part, you've got Perth, so that'd be a big mining town on the west part.
Okay. So on the dashboard here, then, right? So this just. But so we'll edit this so you can see the other stuff that I've got hiding behind here. So these are on conditional cards. So I just use the calendar integration for these, and if so, my trash pickup is. I think my trash pickup is on Thursdays, and my recycling is also on Thursday, but every other. So these light up yellow the day before we're supposed to put the cans out, and then green the day that the cans are supposed to be put out. Otherwise,
so how
they
do
don't
you
show up.
How do you
Right
do
now-
that trash reminder, Jeff? Just explain that to us.
Well, I'm actually using the old Bruxy 70 integration, but so it puts them on the calendar. Oh no, it's on Tuesdays. Look at that. I don't even know what day it is.
And is that pulling it in from a web service, is it?
No, I just put these in here and set a recurring. Yeah. So if there's a holiday or something and the trash pickup ships by a day, then I'm screwed. I either have to account for that myself or I missed the trash pickup, unfortunately. But yeah. But so on the conditional card then, so that they only show up when they're needed, and then so this is the main layout for the house. So I added the temperature stuff for some of the sensors I've got on each floor, and then if it's lit up, that means that there's lights on in that area. So like right now I'm in the basement in my office, so the basement stairs are lit up, but I walked down the stairs and apparently forgot to turn them off, and then I'm in my office, so here's all the lighting in my office, right? So you can see the desk lamp is this little guy over here that's blue, right? And then these are the two Govee stick lights there behind me.
Oh, yeah.
And then this is 55-inch TV that I use for a monitor in my office. But there we go. All right. Yeah. So
Oh, Jeff, what was
TV.
that little flickering lamp thing you've got in the back of your office there? It looked really cool. Looks like a little flickering candle.
You're talking about over
Yeah,
here.
that. Yeah, man, that looks funky. What is that?
Yeah, so that, but what? No, hang on. I gotta move so that you can actually see it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Look, it actually focused on it. So it's a light bulb. So this light bulb here actually floats. Well, it's focusing on my hand. It actually floats and spins in midair over
Wow.
the base. It's magnetic. Yeah, and then the bulb is LED. I got it on Amazon. I think it was like $50 or something. I just thought it would look cool in the background of my videos.
It looks super cool, man.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see all the other smart home nonsense, right? So a bunch of, like, so there's the box here from my Titan, the Zeus Titan water shut off, and there's a whole bunch of Kaza boxes here, and up here is some microphone equipment and camera equipment and stuff. But yeah, there's that corner, especially down on the floor, is just a pile. I've got an entire Amazon box yet. That's nothing but Zigbee sensors and all kinds of other stuff that's waiting to be deployed still. Because again, my time unfortunately is short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? But so yeah, main floor, pretty standard, right? All the buttons, they light up if there's lights on in that room. So one of the floor lamp bulbs is on in the parlor. But so the way that I control those lights being on in those different spaces, let me pull that up here. So in configuration.yaml, so I defined groups, right? So here's the lights all in my garage, the lights in my rear foyer, the half bath, the kitchen, right? So if I go down to, so here's my office, right? So here's all of the lights that are in my office, right? So then I've got binary sensors down here that just query. I'd have to do a control F here, and let's see. Office. Okay, so there's the group, and then there we go. So then this returns a count of how many lights are on in my office. This piece of code here from 402 to 410. So this tells me then how many lights are, the state equals on, based on the lights that are in that group that I showed you that I had defined previously, right? So then in the dashboard, this code is going to be a mess because it's all one giant piece here. But so here's my air sensors. Yeah, I've got to get past all horizontal stuff. All my chips. Here we go. Office. So icon color. So if that sensor for the count is 0, then I do nothing. Otherwise, make the icon yellow. So if it's anything other than 0, and so the reason that I had to do it that way is that sensor returns a string value, not an integer value. So you can't do a mathematical comparison on it, right? So I can't say if it's greater than 0, turn yellow, right? So I have to do a literal comparison, right? Equal. So if it's 0, then I don't want to do anything. Leave it gray, the default. But if it's anything that's not 0, then color that yellow, because that means that something's on. And then I've also got them set so that the hold action then it calls the turn off service, and then that turn off service just calls against the group. So it'll turn off everything in my office just by long pressing that button. And so all the rooms in the house are set that way. Yeah, so here then you can see these are all on conditional cards too. This is all the stuff I had to scroll past. So these are all, so egress window obviously is one of the read sensors. It's a Aqara read sensor. And then these are all water leak sensors for egress windows and sump pump, the basement bathroom, the sink in the basement bathroom, right, the toilet and the sink. This is a read sensor for the door at the top of the basement stairs. And then all the temperature stuff here. But yeah, so each one of these that lights up, that's how I do that. The code for those is all the same. I just pull that group from configuration.yaml, and then if it's not 0, then light that up. So on the main floor then is most of the speakers. So like kitchen is here. So here's the speakers for the kitchen. You can, well, I should turn the radio off. You can control the speakers In each room, they'll show up on that page in the dashboard. Otherwise, you can control the entire whole home audio thing here. Kitchen, I left that on. Yeah, so you can see I left the kitchen on. The home audio was lit, right? And then you can hold that. But so parlor, we'll turn that off because we went to bed. And then the den is same, right? I've got a fan on my fireplace, so I can turn that on and off. But there's the audio for that. And then front yard. So here's the two of the alert cameras, right? I had mentioned the alert cameras. I had those static entities, or the generic cameras rather. So the generic camera, the way that I accomplished this, so I'm pulling these camera feeds from Blue Iris, and then when there's a person detected by DeepStack in Blue Iris, I'm having it fire an MQTT notification that triggers the motion alert, right? So only a person will trigger the motion alert, and so that's what you see here is it's identifying a person. And this one, there just happened to be a car also. Otherwise, this wouldn't have been included. Like if we look at this one here, there's only a person in this one. And then the percentage is the percentage of confidence that DeepStack has in the object classification that it figured out. But so that when this is triggered, I have an automation that fires. So that's going to be.
So Jeff, Fred says, yeah, you only play country music in the kitchen.
Well, that depends if I'm home or not. But the Master 3 also has speakers, and so does the laundry room too. So I hope my wife doesn't watch this live stream. But, yeah. So here's so person detected on exterior camera, right? So. So like here's the backyard north view camera. So if that camera triggers motion, right, which again in DeepStack I've got configured to only fire that if it identifies a person. So if there's a dog or a cat or a car or a leaf or some other random motion or object, it won't fire this. It's only for person. But so then it comes down here and it checks to see which camera it was that detected the motion, right? So here's north view motion. So the first thing I do then is take a snapshot, and then I save the snapshot here, right? And then display that snapshot back on the dashboard again. So that's what we're seeing here. So these are the alert cameras, right? And for the camera view, I'm just giving them that static JPEG image. But then the reason that they're cameras instead of displaying a picture is so that every time this changes, that automatically updates and the browser won't cache it.
I really like that Blue Iris stuff, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty slick. I'm free, unfortunately, but it's not that expensive. But yeah, so here's my she was out letting the dog out earlier. So there's an alert from that. And here's
you got your truck.
Is a doorbell camera, and there needs to be a camera that's up in the peak there. Yeah, that's her truck and mine there. And then obviously it's 10:26 p.m. over here right now. So, but then the information tab, I mostly use this one. My wife doesn't really use it, so I've just got a chip on here that tells me if my Google backups are good, right? The backups to Google Drive. So this will turn red if those get out of date or if that job fails. And then this tells me if my internet is connected. This one I cheated. I just used a ping sensor. Plex and Blue Iris, these both use this integration here, Uptime Kuma. So that's what these two are here, right? Blue Iris and Plex. So I use those two to display this bar graph here to tell me if those are connected, right? And then this is a what is that card you get now? Jeez, look at me. You want me to walk people through the dashboard? I can't even remember what everything's called, Simon. I'm so bad at this.
No, my memory, I got the 50 plus memory lapses.
So that
They come in
is
handy
called
from time to time.
Auto Entities card. That's what that's called. So that'll display anything that has a battery in it, and the state of the battery is below 16. Then that will automatically show up on this low battery page here, this section here. And then this information here is all from Network UPS Tools. So right now that's currently charged. It'll run my equipment for about 90 minutes. It's online. Input voltage and the OL is online. But so then I've not set all of this up yet, but I can take different actions then based on if the status changes to on battery or so forth. So I've got it sending push notifications and things like that. And then these are temperature devices, because every once in a while, like you mentioned, right, those Shelly devices, they have a temperature reporting thing in there, right? So you can tell if you've got something going on the wall. There are a lot of devices that report temperature that should not report temperature, right? Like those little Aqara read switch things.
Oh,
I don't need to know what the temperature of those is. Plus, they're just horribly inaccurate, right? So I added these to the dashboard so that whenever I add a new device, if it starts reporting some real weird temperature, it'll show up on here and I'll know what it is. Because I also have automations written that'll send me push notifications and say, you know, hey, the house is too hot. Check the air conditioner; it's probably broken. Or the house is too cold. Make sure the furnace isn't broken.
I use these little guys for temperature. You seen these, Jeff?
Hold that up a little. No, hold that up a little higher.
They're
maybe it's showing up.
Xiaomi's.
I don't see it.
Oh, you got. I'll show your camera. There we go. I forgot you're on the other camera.
Yeah, there we go.
These little guys, $5 each,
no,
and
I've not seen those ones yet.
yeah, they run Bluetooth. But now I've just connected them up to Zigbee now as well.
Oh, really? So
yeah.
that talks Zigbee.
You can get it to talk Zigbee. $5 each.
Oh boy, we're gonna we need to talk some more about that.
And they're quite accurate, to tell the truth.
Right. Fred, all of my automations are in HA. I started messing around a little bit with Node-RED, but it seemed like it would be more of a project than I was willing to take on, given the number of automations that I already have. To be honest with you, plus I really haven't found anything in Home Assistant as far as automations go that I wanted to do that I couldn't. I mean, some of it you've got to get a bit creative with. Some of it I did go straight to YAML, but as Simon mentioned, being that I'm an IT nerd, you know, a lot of the stuff that I do during the day is, you know, YAML and Ansible and Terraform and all that kind of stuff. So I really don't have a real big issue doing that. But for other people, you know, Node-RED being graphical, I could see how that would have certain advantages. And I do wish that I had time to learn it. Maybe one day I will, but honestly, that's probably just wishful thinking.
So Fred, I really like Node-RED because personally, not being a coder myself, I find that Node-RED for those more complicated automations is a lot easier for me to understand than trying to do code with YAML. So yeah, personally, I think Node-RED's amazing.
Yeah.
But if you can do it in code, all the better. But yeah, I just don't have that aptitude.
Yep. So this is just an extra outlet that's actually controlling some heat tape, they call it, to prevent an ice dam on the roof. And then this here, so I've got a wall-mounted tablet in my kitchen, and so there's a recessed outlet behind it, and I'm controlling that outlet with a Kasa switch. So the companion app is installed on that tablet to monitor the battery on the tablet, and whenever the battery falls below 30%, I think it is, this switch turns on, and then when it reaches 80%, it turns off again. So right now that switch is on, that must be charging. But so right now, my wife and I are both home, and we're both connected to Wi-Fi, and there are no guests at the house, right? So then the binary sensor is off. This will give me a count though, if there are guests. High temp alarm and low temp alarm, those are the ones I was telling you about that sometimes accidentally get triggered by this. And then devices with low battery. So rather than, have a million different notifications about all the different things I have that have batteries in it, I just, if this binary sensor is turned on, then I just get a push notification that says, hey, something needs a battery. And I just go and look at the battery page. And then, so this is the cat room, where the litter boxes are. There's a motion sensor in there, and the light bulb turns on and off for them so that they can aim properly.
Have you tried one of those smart litter boxes?
I haven't, man. Oh my God, those are expensive.
That thing look cool, man. Wow. The thing goes in, it looks like a washing machine.
They're cool. Yeah, they look like a washing machine. Yeah, no, they definitely look cool. But I am not spending that much money on a litter box. No. Yeah. So then these here just these aren't buttons because I don't want to accidentally click them, but this will tells you if the cable modem is powered on or not. I'm controlling that with a Zigbee outlet, so I can automatically restart my internet service if I have an outage there with using an automation. And then this is the Zeus water switch on the water main. And then this here, this is mostly just internet dick measuring is all this is. Right? It's I've got 124 automations and 177 binary sensors. Yeah, so this just counts all the stuff and tells you how many of the things that I have, right? It's not useful. Oh, there we go.
April's giving us a shout out there. Where are you from, April?
April is from 2 floors up.
Is that your missus?
It is, yeah.
And you thought she wasn't watching the stream, eh?
Well, apparently she is now, yeah. Honey, don't rewind.
Classic.
All right, so yeah, here's the batteries page. Pretty simple. This one on the left is a card that I found. I think it's a Hacks card. It's called custom battery state card. And so that's how you get the colors based on the battery state. And then the card on the right is an auto entities card. And I added that there because too many times I would add something to Home Assistant and then I would forget to add it to this card. And so I needed this reminder over here for me. But so right now we're on the admin dashboard. I've got another little simplified dashboard that doesn't have, some of this extra stuff that I'm showing you guys. A little prettier. And then the environment tab. So in here, there's a lot of conditional cards. There they are.
How are you producing those graphs there?
So that is custom mini graph card.
Oh, cool. That's really nice.
So you can have two different. So that like the temperature is on the left side here, and then the humidity is on the right side. So if you mouse over one or both, right, you can see, and you can stop, on any of the dots and see what the temperature was, right? So here at roughly 3:30 p.m. it was 68.5 degrees, but then if we go back to here, it was 66 degrees at 5:30 in the morning in the guest bedroom. So, and I think I've got these set to 24-hour maybe. Now we know why Nook took so long rebooting. Yeah, yep, it sure does. It's got to draw all this stuff, Fred. You're absolutely right. But that's one of the reasons that I went to the Nook instead of the Home Assistant Blue, because the Blue just had too many troubles with all this kind of stuff. But I did put temperature sensors in the fridge and the freezer, as well, so I can get notifications if anything starts going wrong there. And then, so this is a QR code to get onto the Wi-Fi. So this is another one of those generic cameras, right? This is the guest QR code generic camera. So guests come over to my house, they just click the little Wi-Fi symbol on the tablet in the kitchen on the wall, and they can scan this QR code with their phone, and then they can get onto my internet. And this changes every night at, I forget what I set the automation to, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. It generates, I think, a 64 character random alphanumeric string, and sets that to be the password for the guest Wi-Fi network, and then generates a new QR code. So every night, everybody gets kicked off the guest Wi-Fi. I don't have to worry about it. And then new QR code for the next day. So
Jeff, Fred's asking what sensor you're using in the fridge there, mate.
Oh, yeah. So in the fridge and freezer, I'm just using the Aqara sensors. But so you can see that, so this is the kitchen freezer sensor. And a lot of people said that they had battery issues with them. But this sensor has been in there now for probably almost a year. And the battery life has been 20% the whole time. It hasn't gone down at all.
And what Zigbee router what Zigbee network are you using?
The Zigbee card that I'm using, or the dongle I'm using, is let me pull it up here for you. I don't remember the exact name of it. It's a combination Zigbee and Z-Wave.
Because I've been having a lot of problem with my Zigbee Aqara devices falling off, so I'm just interested to know which device you're using. And Fred's asking which model of Aqara temperature sensor you're using.
So the temperature sensor would the temperature sensor would be this guy. This temperature sensor. And then where? Why can't I find this thing? It's a there it is. This is
Nortec.
Nortec. That's it.
So that one is Zigbee and Z-Wave, is it?
Yeah. Yep. So this does, Z-Wave and Zigbee, both, and then of course that's on a USB extension cable, like they always recommend, and it seems to work pretty well for me so far. Prior to that, I was using a Combi 2, and I did not have any problems with the Combi. I just wanted to add Z-Wave, and so I figured instead of having two USB things plugged in there, I would just swap when I changed from the Home Assistant Blue to the Nook is when I got this, right? So.
And are you running ZHA or MQTT?
No, I'm running ZHA. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
The MQTT does not support that dongle. Yeah. So there's the ZHA.
Because Fred was saying here that he's running the Sonoff Zigbee stick, which is what I was also running. I was pretty happy with that. And Zigbee to MQTT.
Yeah, so I tried that one.
And he's got 67 sensors off there.
Yeah, I tried that and I had some problems. I posted about it on the forum, and I think the answer was that I bought the wrong one or something, because there's two different models. This is the one that I bought. that I had some problems with. So, yeah, because I think there's a dongle E, and there's like that. But yeah,
Yeah,
I've
there's
got,
two types
well,
here.
I've got 63 safety devices here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Fred had confirmed that. Yeah, this is the E. I should have bought the P. Yeah,
Oh.
so I bought the wrong one. Double dumbass on me, so it didn't work out so good. But so I switched anyway, and I got Z-Wave with it, so that worked good. But yeah, I don't know if you order much from Amazon over there in New Zealand and Australia or not, but these things are constantly on sale on Amazon, so I get them there. They're cheap, but yeah. So I threw one of these in the freezer and one in the fridge, in both the kitchen and in the scullery, and yeah. So they've been working just fine. And like I said, the freezer ones, the battery has been at 20% since about 30 minutes after I put it in there, and I've not had an issue with it. And the scullery one has been right there at 16 the entire time, which is why that weird value for my low battery notification. Right? If this falls,
He gets a lot of stuff from AliExpress, which would be my go-to as well. I think you guys in America there, you get super good quick delivery from Amazon, but here in our area, AliExpress is pretty good. Prices are good, and I don't know how long you're waiting for your stuff, Fred, but I normally wait probably about 2 weeks. It did get a bit weird through COVID at some stages, but generally now 2-week delivery. And I mean, I must have ordered hundreds of devices off Ali. Never had any problems, unless I have not checked. I once bought a little SSD, so-called SSD, that turned out to be fake, but I didn't check it and report it. So that was the only reason that I got caught out there.
fake, huh? That sounds bad.
Yeah, fake. Basically, they have this thing claiming to be like 1 terabyte or whatever, and then you plug it in and it's got like 32 gig or whatever, and you open it up, and inside they've got this little SD card. Dodgy as ever.
Yeah.
But Ali protects you as long as you pick it up and report it to them. You don't get hacked, you know.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah. Then the security page is just the garage door and the locks. But then I've also got this motion stuff up here. So, you know, the geofencing or zones, right, with the garage door. When we take the dog for a walk, we don't want the garage door going up and down as we're going around the block, right? So I can turn that off, right? I can say we're not leaving the neighborhood, like we're just going out for a walk. Because as soon as we drop off the Wi-Fi, I've got automations written for my Ubiquiti Dream Machine for the firewall rules. So when everybody's at home, all my port forwarding, all that stuff is all disabled, all shut off. And then when one of the phones falls off the Wi-Fi, then it figures out that somebody left the house, and so it enables the port forward rule, so they can get back in. But so then based on that, you know, falling on and off the Wi-Fi, because I've got access points outside as well, you know, so the garage door will be going up and down and up and down when we're walking the dog around the block. So disable that. And then I can disable the exterior motion sensors. If we're sitting outside at night on the deck or something, you know, and I don't want to be getting notifications. But the other thing then too is like I've got these landscape lights here that you can see in the beds. But then there's also floodlights up under the eaves, which are off right now. You can see there, but and then around the back of the house as well. So after dark, if a person is detected, then it'll flip on all those floodlights. So if we're sitting outside in the backyard on the deck, you know, trying to relax, and it gets dark, and then we move, I don't want all those lights flipping on, right? But then if for some reason they do flip on, one of us, you know, comes home after dark, you get out of the truck in the driveway and trigger that sensor. Then you can just click this here, and it'll it'll reset all those and turn the timer off and shut those lights off and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think that's just about everything to go through. On the second floor here, we've got here's the washer and dryer. This one's been pretty popular with some people, but when the washer and dryer are going, it'll give you a display here of how long until they're completed, and tell you what cycle they're in, and give you all that information too. Fred, here's the speakers in the laundry that play the country music that you were asking about. Simon, is it Simon's video frozen, or both of them, or just his?
You there, Jeff?
Oh, my favorite automation. Boy, that's a tough one, honestly. I would have to look through them. So many of them you write, and they just work, and they do what they're supposed to do, and you don't really think about them anymore, right? They just become part of the house. Yeah, I see it now that Simon disappeared. Thank you. Right. Yeah, but some of them they just kind of become part of the house. You don't think about them anymore, right? So it's kind of difficult. Battery. The battery on this camera? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've got a USB-C
honestly,
plugging into my camera.
Favorite automations.
I need to get a dummy battery for my camera.
I think my favorite automations are my doorbell notifications. Let me pull one of those up here. Fred, if you watched my channel, you may have already seen these, but so oh well, if we're gonna do that, then I can just make this full screen here. Oh, whoop, not that way. I can go like that. Yeah, so if Simon's trying to make that full screen there we go.
Yeah, I've just made you full screen there, Jeff.
Be able to read that a little better. Yeah, so when someone rings the front doorbell, the first thing that I do is I take a snapshot from the front doorbell camera. Best one. Yeah. I take a snapshot and then save that, and then then I send a TTS notification to. We've got a group of Google Nest Minis in the house that we use for our doorbell announcer, because for some reason this house did not have doorbells in it and when we bought it, so there wasn't even a doorbell chime that I could make ring. So we use Google Nest Minis to tell me when someone rang the doorbell. And then if I'm home, then it'll also send a TTS message to my phone, because I don't have Google Nest Minis everywhere, right? Like if I'm sitting out on the deck and someone rang the front doorbell, I still want to know they rang it. But and then the same here for my wife. If she's home, send a TTS message to her phone. Otherwise, it just sends a push notification to our phones, but it sends a picture to the phones. And then we have our choice of actions. Then we can open the camera, or we can unlock the door. And so this waits for that unlock door trigger. And then if we for 15 seconds, and then if we tap to unlock the door, it'll of course unlock the front door. Wait 4 seconds for the door to unlock. And then on the front doorbell speaker, then it plays media and says, "Come on in." And so then the guest just opens the door and comes in, and then sends a push notification to the phone that the door was unlocked. And then it waits 2 minutes and then checks to see if the door is closed again. And if it's not, then it says, basically shut the door.
Hey, Jeff,
Does my
Fred's
family
asking
ask for
there if
automations?
your
Yeah, every
family-
once in a while, my wife asks for automations. Yeah. The last couple that she's asked for have revolved around our son. So like for Tylenol and infant Tylenol and Benadryl, or recently he had some antibiotics because he had an ear infection. So I put something on the dashboard page, so that she could click on it right here. So you can see here that he just got uh, Tylenol 1 hour ago. Well, actually, no, I take that back. He did not. The reason that says 1 hour ago is because that's when I rebooted Home Assistant last. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out a fancy way of doing that just yet. I know it can be done, but I have not. Um, so yeah, if you press this, then you'll see the history, and then if you long press it, then it'll change, right? So I'll long press that, and so it says now. And the way that I accomplished that, I kind of cheated because I couldn't figure out another way to do it. Um, but all that is, here we go. So all that is a mushroom entity card, and the entity is a script. So I created a script called Sebastian Tylenol, but then the script is empty. It does nothing. And then you click it, and then the secondary information on the display is last changed. So that's how I accomplished that. I couldn't come up with a better way. But yeah, I think that's probably the last one that my wife has asked for. But what about you, Fred? Does your family ask you for automations? I mean, it sounds like you've been at this for quite a while. Have you gotten requests from your family to set stuff up for them?
Can you still hear me there, Jeff?
Simon, did we lose your audio too, or
I don't know.
did you
You've
just
lost the
step
camera,
away?
but I thought you had my audio here. Can you hear me?
I think Simon might have gone to get some batteries. Not entirely sure. So how many people do we have on here? We've got 4 watching. So Josh was on here earlier. Josh, are you still okay, yeah, his camera battery died. What about your mic, Simon?
Yeah, I don't know. The
We don't
mic
hear you
is
anymore.
mic should be on.
So Fred says he gets automations from his kids to make them more lazy.
Oh, there, Fred's saying that he can hear me.
No, Simon, I can't hear you at all.
Oh my goodness, that is pretty odd.
I see our backup cam, our webcam there. I see you smiling at me, but yeah, I can't hear you at all in my headphones.
Well, you
No.
keep on. You're running the show
So
well.
my apologies if I've been talking over you. I can't hear you. I didn't. Yeah, and I had the chat window on top of our backup window there, so I didn't even I didn't see it. I'm trying. Thank you. Well, since your camera died, I guess geez, we've been at this probably for a while too, huh? How long have we been going? Does this thing say how long we've been I don't even know. I don't know how to 2 hours, my goodness. Well, yeah, geez, I guess I could have just looked at a regular clock, right? Yeah, it's probably been about that, huh?
Yeah, it must be something near
all right.
2 hours. It's been pretty
Well,
awesome.
I will let you give the outro since the audience can hear your audio. So
Awesome.
I will
Well,
let
leave
you
your pretty face
give the
up there on the
outro
screen there,
and
Fred.
talk us out, I guess.
Seeing as they can't see me, we'll just leave your face up. Let's leave your camera going. All right, awesome. Well, thank you everyone for the stream today. It's been really awesome having you on today. Sorry my camera died, but it's been absolutely a pleasure having Jeff joining us, and thank you to everyone for staying on the live stream for so long. 2 hours, that's a record stream for me. So awesome. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing you all again. and like and subscribe. And I will be going on as a guest on Jeff's channel too as well. So go along, Fast How To. Just sign up for that, and we look forward to seeing you all next time. Thanks a lot, Fred. Cheers then. Who else have we got going there? Cheers. Alb Wolf, is it? ALBB Wolf. Awesome. And who else did we have on the stream here? Of course, we've got April. Cheerio, April. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for lending us your husband for the while. It's been